Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Fiona here. I am a body whisperer and I am getting you back into your body so that you can land in your body gracefully every single day. You and I know that there's nothing worse than waking up and not enjoying the experience of being here physically. So my job, my sole job, is to get you back into a body that you absolutely love. Behind me, I have started to flush out the body code. The body code means that you can drop 2 to 10 dress sizes without taking heaps of exercise, without starving yourself to death. There's so many different things amalgamated and integrated into this body code, and by the looks of things I am on reverse, so it doesn't look like I can change the writing. So that's kind of funny. Anyway, so it's all kind of back to front, but next time I'll try and make sure that it's the right way around. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because I'm just going to be talking about it anyway. So this says body code, and there are elements that we integrate to do with your body code, which means that you are back in control of your body, which means that you are liking being in your body. This is what it's all about. There's no point living if you're in a shitty body and it feels crappy and you can't wear the dresses that you want. That is the small size of things. When your body code is just running smoothly, your immune system is boosted, you've got so much energy, you love being in the skin that you're in, you look more youthful, you've just got this vibrancy and radiancy about you, you are more energetic, far more playful, because so many things are just going right. And that is what it means about being back in your body. Welcome back to your body, welcome back to life. That means that you're enjoying your work, that means you're enjoying the relationships that you're in, and it all starts with the body. Because that's what we're in every single day. We are transporting ourselves around in this flesh and bones, this meat suit. So let's make sure that we've got control of it. Let's make sure that we're actually enjoying being in it. And if you're influenced or if you're affected by something, wow, that is changing the chemistry inside your body, which means your hormones are off pat, which means you're thinking crazy. Your sleep's thrown out, and everything else that goes along with it. I've got something in my eye. Anyway, we'll deal with that later. So your body code, and I put it as a heart because we want to be able to love, appreciate, cherish our body. We want to marry ourselves. We want to be in the best relationship with ourselves that we can possibly be in. I mean, it's nothing, we don't expect love from someone else if we can't love ourselves. We've all heard that, but unless we can actually love the experience that we're having, we can end up being grumpy, we can end up being irritable and all those other things because we just don't feel good in our body. So I really want you to feel good in your body. So I'm going to give you a brief outline today, and then every single day this week I'm going to be going through in a little bit more detail one of the other aspects to do with being in your body code. So here we are. I know it's reversed. Body code. I'll find a way of turning the video around. So the first thing that everybody always looks at is nutrition. They start looking at food, but this isn't the only nutrition that there is. But certainly they start restricting food, they start holding back on food. It's like holding back on love for your body when you start holding back on food. Nutrition also comes in the form of anything else that you love. So it could be walking in the mountains, being in the sunshine, doing your garden. These are all nutrients, but they're missing nutrients that nobody else is really talking about. They're all saying it's to do with food. And that's why Weight Watchers and Slimming World and Cambridge Diet, that's why they're so blooming popular, because they're just telling you about the food element. But if you're only changing the food element, which means that you're restricting certain things, you're not filling in the other things that you really do enjoy, which actually fill you up on a soul level. And once you're full on a soul level, I'm just not hungry for that anymore. I don't have that craving anymore. I have so many ladies who say to me, oh my God, Fiona, my cravings have just gone. Often because we've changed the mindset, because we've changed the way we feel, our emotions and the stories that go on our heads as well. You can see it's all integrated, and all of these things change the hormones, change the chemicals of our body. So nutrition is not just about food. I've just said it is also about what feeds the soul, the missing nutrients. Walking in the mountains, playing in your garden, planting seeds, playing with your fur babies, going out on dates, going down to the beach, going for a swim, anything, reading your book, anything that just fills your soul, lights you up. This is to do with this aspect. When I first started to do with the body and cleaning yourself on the inside, I was very much to do with detoxes, and I created this home detox box, which basically gave you a chance to rest, retreat, change your digestive system, clean up everything in your body. And it gave you 7 days, and people then came on retreats with me to experience this because they found it really difficult to do in their own homes. But it is possible to do in your own home, and so many people do. There's a lovely booklet here that sort of goes through all the different days, what to do, what might be happening in your body. And when you get it delivered, you've got all these packets of the high fibre and the enzymes and the proteins and everything else in there as well. But when I started, I was looking at cleaning up your body, so detoxing, so fasting for 3 days, and then eating raw foods and things like that. I mean, that is absolutely, it works. And ladies have actually lost the weight of a baby, the big baby, like 11 pounds, 5 kilos in 1 week. It's not just to do with the fact that you're not eating. It has a lot to do with rest. So sleep is another essence there. And certainly when people are doing a retreat, when ladies come and do a retreat, or gentlemen, they sleep, they sleep, they sleep, they sleep. Their body is healing, they're sleeping, they're resting. Their body is using all the energy that you normally use for digesting your food, and it is cleaning your house, it is cleaning your cells. It just cleans away so much debris. And when I say debris, I also mean some feelings, some stories come up, and dreams, vivid dreams come up, and it's like, Fiona, what was happening? I had this dream last night. So we go into a conversation about that as well, about what could that actually be representing. Don't worry about it, it's just the body clearing it out. This is what this detox was all about. So nutrition, we're talking about nutrition, we're talking about what works, we're talking about missing nutrients, we're talking about cleansing the body with great real food that your body actually knows what it's doing with and works with your hormones and doesn't screw your hormones up. So we're going to come down to hormones now that we've talked a little bit about nutrition. Also in nutrition, I talked briefly about cravings, and that just shows you that certain things are off. It's your body's way of calling you to say, something's up here, something's going on. Cravings can be dissolved quite easily once you get to the root cause of what the craving is. The same as any eating disorder, if it's binging, if it's starvation, those kind of things, there will be a reason behind it, there will be a story behind it. Anyway, nutrition is kind of a big subject to do with when it comes to your body code, but it's only one of the subjects. And to be honest, I would say it's like only 20% of the whole picture. But it is important, and it is important to know, and there's an awful lot of myths out there about nutrition, and people are going vegan or vegetarian or those kind of things, and I'm not eating this and I'm not eating that. And it depends on so many different things to do with your body code, but all the other things that are going on, your hormones, as to really what might be best for you. There is a quiz that I ask you to take. There's a long one and there's a short one. So if you want to take the quiz to do with your body code, let me know and I'll give you access to that. Because that gives you so much more information about what's going on around your body. As soon as you become, a certain age, your hormones are changing, you need to be able to change your nutrition to match that so that you can sort out your hormones. Now, hormonally, your body's very interesting as well, because you get addicted to the hormones that are running around your body. Oh, Fiona, what does that mean? Well, that a lot of that means if you are a busybody, if you are good at deadlines and you're always chasing your tail, and there's a lot of adrenaline and things going around your body gets addicted to that adrenaline. And with being addicted to that adrenaline, it is throwing around into your body a lot of cortisol. Now, ladies, we all know about cortisol. It is the hormone that lays down belly fat. All right, so that's when a lot of ladies say, well, you get hormonal and menopausal and you lose your waistline. Yes, but I guarantee you can get it back. Get your hormones in shape, you can get that back. It's not by taking tablets, by the way. And then you're also getting insulin being thrown around in there as well. Now, insulin doesn't just come from sugars, so we're going back to nutrition. It doesn't just come from, sugars, gluten and those kind of things, and fruits and pastas and cakes and breads and biscuits and crisps. Insulin comes when you've got an awful lot of adrenaline, you're just busy rushing around all the time, and it's throwing hormones into your body, one of which is insulin. If you have any insulin running around in your bloodstream, you will not be able to lose an ounce of weight. That's why my home detox box works so well, because it was taking you off the sugar 100%. It was also cleaning up your digestive system. You had no sugar and you were resting. I mean, all the things that are going on here was basically what the home detox box was all about. And you can change any addiction, any food craving in 3 days, because your body completely cleans itself out in minimum 3 days. You've really got to be doing it for 3 days. All right, so you become addicted to the hormones that are habitually running around your body. So yes, being a busybody, having a lot of family to deal with, like this house here, we have 4 teenage boys in this house, and they've got an awful lot to say, an awful lot to do, and a lot of buzzing around. Scooters and bikes and all those things needing fixed. So there's always a lot to go on, a lot of meals to be cooked. And you get addicted to that. You don't even know the level of stress that you have put your body under. Maybe a lot of worry causes the stress as well. But I can feel that, and I know that, and I can see that in your face, and I can feel that in your body when I meet you. The level of stress that you're so used to, you don't even know that it's there. So you become addicted to that, and it's your go-to place. It's like, oh, well, that's what I feel like. That's what feels like home. However, what hormones we want to be popping, pushing, supporting, amplifying, all those words, into the body are dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, all those hormones that give you the joy factor, feeding your soul, fill you up, and you don't need to run to the food anymore to fill you up because you're already full. So the idea is that you get into the habit of having and loving the dopamine, the serotonin, the oxytocin, and all those other hormones. And there's lots of hormones here that nobody really kind of educates you about, which is leptin and growth hormone, not necessarily just being able to come from food, but being able to come from spreading your food out into certain hours and certain times, which accelerates and gives you access to the hormones that use the fat stored. Now, that is just amazing. And again, that's why the home detox box works so well, because you've got your food laid out in certain hours, and it allows leptin and growth hormone to come out as well, because you are sleeping so well and resting so well. You've just got so much more energy. After a few days of doing this, you're kind of like, oh my God, I've hardly eaten anything and I am stoked. I could run up a mountain. I've got so much energy. All right, so that's hormones. Was there anything else I wanted to tell you about hormones? Okay, we're moving down to exercise. I don't know if you can see this here, all the words that I've got on here. So we've got exercise on there. And exercise is important. But strenuous exercise is definitely off the hit list. It is definitely not something that I would advocate to most of the women that I coach. If you've got 2 to 10 dress sizes to lose, you do not want to be running or moving or doing anything strenuous. You are going to hurt yourself. Because of the insulin that's running around your body and the hormones, it's very likely that you've lost muscle tone, that if you're not able to get out of your chair very easily, you've lost a lot of muscle tone, and you can't get that back until you sort out some of these other things. Only then are you attracted to exercise, to walking up that hill, or I laugh because what I wanted for Christmas was a trampoline, and I've got an IOU, a trampoline. We're just setting out the garden around the back there so that I can get my trampoline back, but a big trampoline, and I don't want the boys to go on it because they broke it last time. And I love being on the trampoline, all that bouncing. Movement is absolutely brilliant for, and I'm going to say this again, letting go of the emotions, letting go of the feelings, letting go of the anger, letting go of the stories that you're holding on to. And it helps you change your mindset. Now, you can't see that, but mindset is all the way down here at the bottom. I'm going to drink some tea. One of my favourite teas ever, rooibos and vanilla. So yes, you see here that you've got mindset down the bottom, and you've got feelings over here. I know it's back to front. I know you are looking at it the other way around, but for some reason I wasn't able to change the words around. So you're probably looking at me back to front as well. I don't know if I look better that way. Sometimes I think I look like Barbara Streisand. When you look one way, you look like a completely different person. So if you're jogging down the road and you think, oh, I'm doing such a good job, if you hate it, you won't continue to do that level of jogging either. You'll cause yourself pain, and it is causing an immense amount of stress on your body if you're not used to that kind of exercise. Again, hormones, you'll be pushing adrenaline around your body, and you'll be pushing cortisol and insulin around your body, and your body will go, hold on to everything. I'm not going to let go of anything. I'm going to keep the weight on your body. And that's why some women say, I'm exercising like crazy, and Fiona, I haven't lost any weight whatsoever. What's going on? When I start with working with a lady who's got 2 to 10 dress sizes to lose, it's never about the exercise. I'm gauging, I'm seeing where she's up to, I'm seeing what she's liking. We're doing a lot of in work, not working out. We're working in. We're understanding what makes you tick, what do you really love, what are the things that feed your soul, what kind of feelings are deep down that are causing the cravings. We're looking at your level of sleep, and for a lot of us, when we get hormonal, and they say hormonal, but you're always hormonal, when you get menopausal then, or premenopausal, your sleep kind of gets a little bit shaken up. So we're looking at ways to really put back better sleep. And when you change your nutrition, and when you alter your hormones and you get addicted to more hormones, and when you fed your soul, guess what? Your sleep is absolutely hit the pillow and you're off. And if you're not sleeping for a particular length of time, you kind of, well, that's okay. I know I can sleep really, really well. It's not like I went through a phase that must have been, felt like months. I had not slept properly. I was up and about and all the time. There's so many different things that need to be integrated into you to make all of this work, and this is your body code. It is very personal to you. Your nutrition is personal to you. There's no point eating something if you hate it, or drinking green juices if you hate them. don't advocate that at all. Your hormones are very personal to you. What makes you tick is very personal. Exercise is very personal to you. I might love swimming and someone else is like, you must be kidding me. I had a lady in Sweden, and I was like, well, just get out and go for a walk. She goes, oh, I hate it. And I was like, really? And then she said to me about a week later, because I found what I absolutely love doing. And she was a workaholic. She was a busy lady, so we worked on her stress levels. And she said, I love swimming. I'm like, oh my God, but it's so cold. She said, I love it. And she would get up every single morning and she would go to the local gym and she would go for a swim. And I'm like, for me, it was unheard of. I was just like, it's so cold. Also because of when I'm being brought up, I used to have to go speed swimming twice a week. And it was cold and miserable driving for an hour to go speed swimming. Where's the fun in that? So exercise is something very personal. So somebody might like it, someone else might absolutely hate it. So we need to find out what actually really you love. So we can put all of you in the picture, and this is your body code. What else have we got on there? We've got mindset on there. Now, you have a moment in the morning when you first wake up, when you come back down from dreaming and being in heavens and being in touch with all sorts of different weird and wonderful things when you're in your sleep, maybe in a restful state, you have a moment when you wake up when you choose what golden moment you want to stay in. And put more of that back into your day than you did the day before. So often we wake up and we're sort of like, okay, where are we? What's going on? Oof, got to do that. Oof, got to do this. Oh, I've got to go here, got to go there. Blah. And we get into a particular mindset that doesn't help us stress-wise or hormonally-wise at all. So our mindset is key. And if you can control your mind, you are so much better at being able to get things done. Now, mindset for me is also motivation. I deal with a lot of ladies wanting to drop 2 to 10 dress stones that are just not motivated because nothing's worked for them before. They haven't been able to get it done. It's not interesting. I don't need it that much. I manage, I cope. But as soon as they reach the point when they're able to go, oh, I like myself so much better now. It's like, oh, I want more. As soon as they see when they start changing their nutrition and their hormones, just stretching, even just doing like some morning stretches. Did you know that depressed people do not stretch in the morning? Give yourself a good stretch right now that you know that. So your mindset and your motivation is very interesting to me. And it is my sole intention that I get you to a place where you are motivated, that it's not like reach the goal, hit the goal, hit the goal. It's like, what makes you tick? What really makes you tick? Go back to when you were a child. What makes you tick? What makes you want to get up in the morning? Why are you here? What's the big deal here? Why has your body got out of control? So what is she trying to tell you? Most of the time, oh my God, so many, it's just lack of pleasure. There's just lack of pleasure. We've just got into survival mode. Again, brings you back into the hormones, the adrenaline and the cortisol and all that. As soon as we go back into the mindset or the motivation, we go, oh my God, I miss my pleasure. Takes you back into the hormones, serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, back into wanting to eat healthier. This comes from your mindset and your motivation. I want to eat healthier. Why do you want to eat healthier? Because I love my life. I do love doing this. Okay, so mindset. What else was in there? Yes, there are certain ways that your mindset holds on to certain stories. Now, we all have them. We all have them of abuse, or we all have them of terrible exes, narcissistic exes, or bully mums, or people at work, and those kind of things that just throw you a curveball and completely knock you off your feet. and we hang on to those stories, and the energy gets blocked in our bodies. It becomes a story that we identify with. We become the victim. Now, my job is to change those stories so that you are no longer affected by the bully, the abuse, the stories that you hold on to, feeling like a failure, feeling hurt, feeling angry, feeling sad, feeling shame, feeling frustrated, resentful, all of those. They all block up inside you and just amplify. And then, energy, good hormones cannot get in to have a good time inside your body because it's all been blocked up by these particular stories that we hold on to. So there are three particular methods that I use that help you release those stories, and you feel them coming out and vanishing, and then you only have a vague memory that you ever had that thought or that memory or that mindset or that story. Now this kind of goes back onto feelings as well, because these are the feelings that we have. So when you go through these particular exercises that I have, and maybe one week you'll clear one of the big 5 emotions, I call them: hurt, sadness, anger, fear, failure, grief and shame. They are the big ones, and once you've cleared those, your hormones change, you want to eat better, you want to do more things that feed your soul, having more fun, enjoying yourself a little bit more, and a vague recollection that you ever had that story is like, no. You never go back to telling that story ever again, because you're like, no, it does me too much harm. Hormonally, it does me too much harm. Nutritionally, it does me too much harm in my soul. I don't want to do that anymore. So that's mindset, and those are the major emotions that affect your mindset. Now, sleep. Now, sleep is a big subject, and so many people suffer with sleep from time to time. And one of the things I know when I'm doing the home detox box with people, this home detox box that I was talking to you about before, which is a 7-day DIY clean your system, but give you a chance to have a retreat, give you a chance to actually shut down, like a computer reboots. So you shut down, and it's like, oh gosh, I've never relaxed so much, because I'm giving myself permission and an opportunity to do nothing. So when people come and do a retreat with me, one of the main things that they notice about themselves, it's never just about the food and the fasting and the clean food and all the rest of it. It's how much they sleep, and then how much they suddenly realize how much they missed sleep and how much they need sleep. I had a girlfriend this weekend, and she said, I've just stayed in my bedroom all weekend. Just shows you how much sleep you need, and your body shows you. Sometimes you think, I could just sleep standing up. It won't always be like that, but the body can only heal and clean itself when you're rested. If you're running around and doing all your normal things that you normally do, even an active mind, so if you're at work but sitting at home behind a computer, even an active mind takes up an awful lot of energy. So sleep is the main place when your body can heal. It's when it's like, okay, right, so we're going to sleep, we're going to shut everything down, shut the digestion down, shut everything down. We can now get into those cells, and we can clean them up, and we can move all the toxins out, and we can move everything out of the body. All the sort of, what's been blocked and stopped and your body's been holding on to for all these years, decades maybe. When you sleep, you get the opportunity to clear that out. And if you're only doing nutrition, if you're only doing Weight Watchers or Slimmer's World or something like that, it doesn't mention sleep. They say that, eating a certain way will help you sleep better. But really taking it seriously and giving yourself a good 8 hours a night, and you oscillate during the night, you sort of go through different sleep patterns and sleep waves, and it's very important that you hit several of those in an evening, and so that you can start to feel restored, rejuvenated, and when you wake up in the morning it's like, oh god, I feel amazing, I've had a really good night's sleep. But when you do a retreat or even go on a vision quest, and I'll explain about that at another time. It's all about allowing yourself to sleep. I have ladies who come and stay at my house to do a retreat, and I think, oh, they should really be having their next meal or their next, and I just feel that they're sleeping, so I won't even knock on the door, and I'll just let them sleep, because I can see that that's the thing that they miss the most. That's what their body's asking for. Even though if we've been for a short walk or a long walk, or they're just sleeping, it's like, all right, they're sleeping. That just must be the best thing for them at the moment. It's so healing. But we have this habit of thinking that sleep is useless. It's not. It's when we reconnect with our soul, and it's really brings so much to us. When we are in sleep mode, our body's healing, restoring itself. We remember who we are as a soul, and we get reconnected back up, back up to the heavens, up to the divine, when we are sleeping. But you can also do this now. I put sleep down there, but rest. Now, for example, a meditation, a good meditation, is 10 times more powerful than our average sleep, because we never really sleep for long enough, or we haven't really, because we're always waking up with alarms and things like that. So all of this has an effect, going back again, to the body code, and will be affecting your hormones as well. So if you're not having good sleep, your hormones will be affected. So that, all of them are essential. And it's sort of, now this is interesting. I've known several people who would always have a drink at night time to relax them, because they said they slept better. And the same as smoking dope or drugs and those kind of things, or taking sleeping pills. That only gets you to a certain level of sleep. Your pituitary gland is being affected, and it's the one that allows you to have the full sleep. Now, something I haven't mentioned in there, because I'm going to go on to that in a minute. Sometimes you can't sleep because you don't feel safe. Now, that is something else that we work on very much. In my 222 program, 2 dressizers in 2 months, we look at that a lot as well, feeling safe. So here, in your body, in your soul, it's like knowing what safe feels like, being able to trust yourself, being able to trust your soul, trust who you are, know yourself, like yourself, and trust yourself, and being able to feel safe. And a lot of what I talk about is the peace of mind technique, peace within your body, which brings you peace with food. I love it. All right, so sleep we've kind of covered there as well. Now your feelings. Feelings, again, directly linked to your hormones, and of course emotions, emotional eating as well, directly linked. Your feelings are as important as nutrition, hormones, exercise, mindset, sleep. How you feel shows your... Now, it's 2 ways around. How you feel is actually showing your body either we're stressed, and again, adrenaline, cortisol, insulin's running around the body. Of those, just 3 of many of the hormones that just go ruin your body. Or you can have feelings coming up from your body. Oh God, what is that? What's going on? I don't feel right. Something's going on. I'm intuiting that, oh, something's really off here. Now, this is your body showing you what's going on and what you need to deal with. And I had something come up the other day. I forget now because I've cleared it. But basically, people have things coming up the whole time that their body's kind of doing and telling them what's going on. And until you name it, until you catch it, until you become aware of it, that's what's going on. All right, okay, now I can clear it. Maybe sadness is coming up, or maybe depression is coming up, or maybe a story of hurt, or something like that. And it's like, okay, I get it. All right, I see what you're showing me. I'll deal with it. And funnily enough, if we don't deal with some of those stories and those feelings and the emotions that come up when they come up, they'll keep coming up. We'll keep getting reminded. We'll keep getting things. But eventually they build tracks in your body because you think about them so often and they come up so often and you ignore them and you push them down. With food, you push those things down to shut them up because they just don't feel good. So gain the weight. But you often get like a symptom like a neck ache, a shoulder ache, a headache, a body ache, a knee, a hip or something like that, which is persistent because the persistent thing that your body wants you to heal, because the feeling that's coming up keeps coming up, keeps coming up, keeps coming up, keeps coming up, and it gets solid. It gets solid within the body. It crystallizes and it becomes solid and dense and becomes a physical symptom within your body. There's a lot going on here, isn't there? There's a lot to integrate when you talk about the body code. Oh, Fiona, I just want to lose 2 stone. Okay, we can do that. We'll start with nutrition, but we will be talking about all these other things and everything will just go like a jigsaw puzzle. And you'll just be able to sort of like, oh my God, didn't know all that was involved. And we're going to talk briefly about the soul as well. Your soul is who you are inside this beautiful body. What can I say about the soul? You are your soul. You will know when we talked earlier on about your soul, knowing, liking and trusting yourself is your soul. Feeding your soul is the missing nutrients. They are the things that really fill you up. Is it art? Is it colouring in? Is it like this other lady? Was it swimming? For me, it's swimming in the bay on a sunny day. Like, oh my God, I live here. I love it. Feeding your soul. You know, what makes you happy? What makes you feel fulfilled? What makes you feel satisfied at the end of the day? Your soul food often just comes from things that you love and that you don't do enough of. The fun, the pleasure. So we go back to pleasure, to do with hormones, to do with exercise. Don't do exercise unless it's a pleasure. How can you find pleasure in your mindset? How can you find what motivates you? It's not the goal. It's not the lose 2 dress sizes or 10 dress sizes. It's like, why do you want to do that? What's the motivation? Feeding your soul, having a good night's sleep, connecting with your soul, talking to your soul, talking to your body. Say, hey, what's going on here? I don't feel good. Or I feel amazing. You know, thank you so much for that. Our body is like a barometer. It is picking up signals all the time. We are empathic. We pick up what's on and going on in and around our environment. We are affected by other people. We are affected by the weather. We are affected by so many things. We are empathic and we have the choice to bring ourselves back to ourselves and to stay solid and to choose to stay happy, to stay vital, to enjoy the experience that we're having. All of this is the body code. If you want to do the test for the hormones, I'm going to put that in the link below this live when I've finished. It is just called the body code. So you can go in and you can do that and you can just see where you are. So I'll read them and I'll come back to you about what your body code would actually be saying to you. And if you want to sort of amalgamate all of these things, I'm very happy to do that. I've got a group starting in February called the 222 and we will be following the body code and we will be helping you lose 2 stone in 2 months. Can you imagine? In 2 months' time, you'll be 2 dress sizes down and then you kind of go, there's more to this. There's more to this than just the food. And I'm loving the experience in my body. I've got so much more energy. I'm eating right for my body code. I'm feeding my soul, feeling great, sleeping great, got a great mindset. So this is 222 program is the beginning of everything. Ooh, you know what? We have this phone in the house we never use, but obviously cold callers have the number from something and they just ring and ring and ring. So enjoy the tune And I'm going to love and leave you now, and I'll be back again tomorrow to just talk about other aspects of the body code. I hope this has been helpful for you so that you can know and love and trust your body from now on. You can't do anything without your body, so you might as well land in one that you absolutely adore every single day. Have fun with your life. Enjoy being in the body and being in the skin that you're in. Lots of love. It's Fiona here, and I will see you again very soon.